All right, let's get straight into this. So, obviously, in the United States, the midterms are coming around soon in November, and the Republicans, they have a big issue. Not only do they have an insane president in charge, but they have a serious enthusiasm problem. Anyway, so let's get straight into that. So, what I mean by this enthusiasm problem is that we can all see it. We don't need any articles for this, but there are articles from not left wing outlets, but stuff like the Washington Post, and they're all agreeing with me that there is a massive enthusiasm problem with the Republican Party. I will tell you why. So, you'll probably all know, especially you guys in America, that the Republicans pre-election and when Trump was elected, they were really enthusiastic. Those people thought, like, I remember, I'm in the UK, but Scotland, but I remember all the stuff we were being told Trump would do, like how these tariffs were gonna get rid of it, like the entire 40 trillion national debt. How Trump's gonna give them all £2,000 tariff refund checks, and how Doge is gonna save them all money. All that nonsense. Now they'll never give the satisfaction for me and you to admit they were wrong. Most of them, anyway. And even the ones who admit they were wrong, they'll like never give any credit. They'll just say they were conned or something, which I welcome. But the thing is, that's an issue for the Republicans, because their base isn't to go out and vote. Because, like, just remember, like, these people believed all the nonsense. They believed he was going to be the most pro-farmer president ever. They believed somehow tariffs would make everything cheaper, despite that defying all logic. I mean, like, my favourite thing is that, and he's still doing the tariffs, despite the fact that even his own base hates them. And the thing is, Donald Trump doesn't care. He's not on the ballot. But his party, the Republican Party, are on the ballot. And people, and the base are simply just not going to turn up to vote. But you know who is going to turn up to vote? The Democrats. And this isn't just the normal corporate Democrats. These are socialist Democrats. Especially, I mean, like these are like your Zoran Mamdani's, Abdel El Sayed's, like, these are not the normal Democrats. The AIPAC and all these corporations, they're spending over 40 million in primaries and they're still losing. So that should tell you all you need to know about that. So that's a big issue for the Republicans, because the Republicans have pretty much been a crime syndicate. Like, that's what this whole thing, like, Gavin Newsom said it best. The whole government right now, which is all controlled by Republicans, is just a massive crime syndicate. And you know something else? Americans blame one party for this. This was on CNN poll. For the higher gas prices, I think it was 67% Americans blame the Republican Party. And I have no idea how that's not 100%, because, like, the Democrats do not have any power right now, so I would want to have a word with those people. But I'm guessing that's the cult. Anyway, so right now, the only people who will turn out for the Republicans is the MAGA cult. And the MAGA cult is a shrinking cult. And some of them won't even turn out because Trump's name's on the ballot. However, the Democrats, they will do anything to get this fascist out of office. And so that's a big issue for the Republicans. But that's not what this video is about. I wanted to talk about something. So, the Republicans, they've always done this, but they really need to do it now, because they can't run on any policies right now. I mean, what good news has Trump done? Tell me. Cut millions of people off Medicaid, did austerity with food stamps, there's more wealth inequality, he's in a forever war, which he promised never to do. Like, wasn't the whole campaign, Kamala Harris will take your sons to war? And now he's in an unwinnable forever war with Iran. Sorry, no Iraq. So it's not looking good for him right now. So they're doing what they always did. They need to scare their base into voting. And this has been really funny. Usually, they fearmonger with transgenders. And, like, it'll be like, they're going to get men into women's sports and stuff like that. But I guess that's not working anymore because people have just got fatigued by that. And I guess it's really hard to scapegoat, like, 1% of the population. Less than that, to be fair. So they've done something new. And it's just so ridiculous. It's like the 1950s. they're bringing up communism because obviously the Democrats, the primaries have been socialists, and so they're just saying stuff like communists have taken over the Democratic Party, and like it's a and they're doing fear mongering about that like it's the 1950s. Like if you go on state regime media, which calls itself Fox News, you'll see what I'm talking about. So like, just go play these two clips. They're genuinely.
The Democrat Party has embraced not only socialism, they've embraced communism. Straight up, outright, full-throated communism. There's President Trump, the Republican Party, and American First, or there are the crazy communist lunatics who will steal everything you know and love in this nation, and they will never, ever let you have it back.
See, this is why you will never be banned from this network or this show.
So we have to stop the threat of the communist rhetoric that you're hearing right now, because these people, they don't act. I'm very happy a poll came out. It said they're highly educated, but doing very poorly. In other words, they're losers. They went to school, they got a good education, now they don't know what they're doing, so what they do is they complain about people like yourselves that have done so well. But we can't let the communist ideology we don't want to even think about it for this country. It would be terrible.
Insane. 1, 2. All right, so that was insane. And, like, they're genuinely doing this, and I don't know how it's supposed to work, because like all these like socialist policies most people agree with. Like they might not agree with the word socialism, but for universal healthcare, universal university, free university, getting out the illegal war with Iran, everybody wants that. So they're just trying to fearmonger with communism. But like, I don't really see how it's supposed to work. I mean, like, communism, like, what, is Zoran Mamdani supposed to be a communist or something? I mean, like, I don't really know what their plan is, but I don't think it's going to work out for them. And if you can see I think it was Pew Research, which did a massive poll, which had which had Democrats 11 points clear on the generic ballot. So like the generic Democrat was 11 points clear ahead of the generic Republican, which is insane, especially when you consider these aren't the generic Democrats, these are socialist Democrats. And the socialist Democrats are not bound by the same corporate money. So it's really not looking good for the Republicans. So either the only thing they can do is accept a massive loss or rig the elections. And they're probably going to try to rig the elections, but I don't really see it working just because the federal government don't control the elections, that's the state government. And the blue states have already pretty much said they're gonna like if anyone tries to interfere, they will be prosecuted. And like all cowards, they don't want to go to prison on behalf of Trump, who's going to be dead soon anyway. So it's really not looking good for the Republicans. Hopefully the Democrats, specifically this new socialist Democrats, do well in the midterms, because the United States affects everyone. It doesn't just affect the Middle East. It affects me in the UK. It obviously affects the innocent people who are dead in Iran right now. It's just really horrible. So hopefully they get in and do the right thing and get rid of this crazy buffoon.